y'all? It's your girl D Nice, and we're back in the building with episode 9.
Wait. You know who I am. But I will
they?
go ahead and introduce myself anyways.
Who are you?
Who am I? I was going to try to make a joke about that, but I forgot the joke. So I'm just going to go ahead and say my name. You know me as Money Money, here, live in the flesh. Part 9.
Part 9. We're coming along, y'all. We're coming along, and I'm so happy. I know it hasn't been just us two lately. We've been having our wonderful guests, but now we're back to talking our shit because I got a lot to say, and I know I'm not going to be able to say it all in this EP, but I'm going to say what I got to say. So, first and foremost, we're going to start with, if you've seen it, hopefully you guys tapped into episode 8 because we ended it off with what we're going to talk about now. But if you haven't, as long as you're here, I'm glad you're here.
That's facts. You made it.
So, I want to say it was either episode 5 or episode 6. I think it was episode 6 where we were touching bases on a lot of good stuff. But we did kind of tap into something that had a lot of people feathers fluffered.
Ooh, y'all was so mad. Y'all was so mad.
And I mean, the Facebook community was even more mad at me. And Monty doesn't have a Facebook, so
I don't have
she
a Facebook,
wouldn't.
so I was living my life jolly free. And
she was skipping through the flowers, and I was sitting here getting choked out. But pretty much, you already know that's where a lot of Christian people are. They're on Facebook. Granted, we love Facebook. And to be honest, I know you probably don't love Facebook.
I don't give a damn about Facebook.
Facebook is actually a really good place to kind of like expand your brand and all that. Okay, before I even get into that, let's get back on topic. So we in the EP we were talking about church and how church is a scam, but we want to kind of dive into what that looks like and what that means, because we kind of said it without a lot of concept around it. So we kind of want to give y'all that before you guys continue to go with the narrative that we don't believe in God, or we're not people that pray, or like we don't believe in the word. That's not what we're saying. We kind of have like a concept as to what we believe. And for me, I'll say my piece, because even though I know Monty said it, and she on the last EP, you will see she was trying to set the tone, but I had to let her know we got to dive in on this one so we can really break it down to what it was. Because again, I honestly don't give a fuck how anybody feel about it. I don't. But I don't ever want nobody to believe, think, or run with the narrative that I don't believe in God, because I do. Cold-heartedly, I really do. And I am not a big fan of church. I'm only a big fan of one church. And since that church is not out in Vegas, I am not a fan of any other churches. Not saying that there are other churches out there that can't give me what ECM gave me. That's the church home that I belong to, always belong to, and can't nobody take that away from me, because that's where I grew my love for God at. That's where I grew a better understanding of what me and God's relationship is like and what it will be, and how to grow my relationship with God. But that church got me through a lot, and I feel like at that moment, during that time in my life, that's what I needed. Now that I'm where I'm at now, and I've grown a lot in multiple ways, but my knowledge around God and the concept of what type of relationship you should have with him as a Christian, I kind of stepped away from the church home, if I should say. Not more so ECM, because I'll walk up in there any day, anytime, but more so just being the type of person that say, oh, every church is the same. I can walk in any church and get the same thing. No, I cannot. Before I found ECM, I went through a lot of churches, just a lot of repeated cycles. Start going to church, but not being able to let go of a lot of the stuff that was making me more of a sinful human being, I guess I should say, if we're just going to put it in those concepts and those words, I went through a lot of churches before I found ECM, and which is why I believe that a lot of churches are a scam, because they'll feed you during that moment, but they're not giving you what you need to implement it into your everyday life. It wasn't until I got into ECM is when I learned how to do that. Mind you, I was still young. I was only like 22, probably not even 22. I'm not even gonna lie. I was pretty much fresh out of high school. Right after high school graduation, that was what I was doing. I was at church. I spent New Year's at church, Halloween at church. Like, church was my thing. And that was because of what ECM was able to bring out of me. And a lot of churches cannot do that. And not saying that they don't have the ability to. I just feel like the foundation they was built on wasn't the foundation needed to get that out of the youth. Because again, yes, we know that it's not just the youth that needs it, but the youth is our future. And the fact that ECM was able to, like, Experience Christian Ministries is what it's called. But if you've never been there, no matter what age you are, you're going to feel it. You're going to understand it because of the way they break it down. They're not just giving it to you in ways to where you feel like, what was church about? Like, okay, maybe it connected with me. No, you're going to know what's being talked about, what the point of today's word is. Like, you're going to know, you know? And I mean, I guess everybody has that experience with some church, but that's why I believe a lot of churches are a scam, because of my experience, my personal experience. So just saying, I'm allowed to feel that way, and it doesn't take away from my relationship with God. But also, a lot of people that I came across, they be so focused on, you know, you got to read the Bible, you got to read the Bible. Just because you read the Bible doesn't mean that church isn't a scam. Well, doesn't mean that church is not a scam. Like, cold-heartedly, that is, you can know it front to back. I don't, and I don't even plan to know, because at the end of the day, for me and my lifestyle, it's not of importance right now. What's important right now is growing my relationship with him, so I can have a better understanding of what the word is when it's time for me to open my Bible and get to you know, reading and trying to memorize these words and stuff. But that's my take on it.
Like, because I'm gonna actually go ahead and just begin this with, realistically, it's none of your business.
Yeah,
Let me be honest.
We don't give a fuck.
My relationship with whoever I worship really don't have nothing to do with any of y'all, and that's just facts. Just like your relationship with whoever you worship is not my business either. Now, if I offended you by saying church is a scam, I'm gonna go ahead and apologize for the way that you feel, not for what I said. But I will agree. I am not myself somebody who has ever been super very religious. I do have my own personal relationship with whomever I worship. I'm going to go ahead and keep saying that because, again, it's not your business. She knows who I believe in. And that's all that matters, really. Not you. Sorry, love you. But, no, like, dead ass though, like, I'm not a very religious person. I've always felt like where you go to worship is not the important part. I feel like people have their own individual journey with whoever it is that they choose to worship, and nobody can really take that from them regardless of where they choose to worship. Whether it's going to be in their living room, in the kitchen of their grandmama's house, on the floor of the bedroom, with whatever. You could read whatever you want. You could sing whatever gospels or religious music you want to. That's the way that you choose to worship, and that's fine. I don't think that there's any wrong or right way to worship whoever you choose to worship. Because to me, I'll say for me specifically, I'm not going to say I have an issue with churches, but I do feel like the place of worship can be very slippery, I feel like, because I feel like there's a lot of false prophets out there, and a lot of them will put on the mask that they are not so, and they will sit there and preach this word or say whatever they have to say to get you to feel like you are safe where you're at. And that's not always the case, especially in the country we're in. Come on now, we're going to get to that later. But in the country we're in right now, please. And I also think it's very important, especially us as black women, black people in general. We have, I'll say our places of worship are significantly different than it would be for a place of worship that's not going to be in a community where we see ourselves. Prime example, gospel, right? I'm gonna be honest. I've been to church. Come on now, I've been to churches. Let's not do that. I've been to multiple. I've been to a few. I've been to a lot of different ones as well. I'm gonna let you know right now, the gospel at any other church is not hitting like the gospel in a black community church.
Clock it.
And that's just it. And
Clock
it's also
it.
and to me, if it don't hit, then you're not getting anything out of that. Like what? That's why I said like you listen. It's a lot of ways you can perceive it, but it really just depends on who you are as a person, who you worship, and how you choose, or I'll say how you best communicate with whoever it is that you worship. Because regardless of, myself, I don't go to church. I'm not somebody who usually goes to church. Like, I'm not going to say unprovoked, but I'm just not somebody who practices going to church. But if I do choose to go, I'm not going to go to, some church in, I don't know, Sunnyvale, California. Is that even a place? what I would say just a place where it's not as much of diversity. A place where there's not a lot of diversity, I'm not going to see a lot of people like me. I'm probably not going to go to your church because you might not be preaching the same way that I need to be preached to, because you preaching to your people that don't resonate with me. Like, we're not going through the same struggles. Most of the time, we're not going through the same struggles, so you can't preach nothing to me. That's why I said church is a scam, because realistically, you don't need to go to church to worship whoever you choose to worship. And I also don't feel like you need to know the Bible either, because this can apply for a lot of different things, especially us as colored people. That was yuck. Hold on.
Jesus.
That was actually insane. But you know what I mean? Us as black people, like, I don't know how many times that Bible then got rewritten in it to say some kind of tomfoolery. What was the original Bible?
Not to mention about what it was used for back during
That's
slavery.
what I'm saying. What was the
Back
original
during
Bible? How do
the
I know
time
that
of
any of
slavery.
this is what really happened for my people? Especially because another example. A lot of people think God is white. I don't know what he is, but if that's the one who wrote that Bible, I'm not white. So what that word supposed to do for me?
No, for real.
That's just a really, that's not my biggest thing with the whole, like, it being rewritten and really none of us really being able to live to see the tale. Like, how do I know what they wrote is true? Like, how do I know that, like, not saying that it's not, you could really believe whatever you want. I'm just saying really think about how many times things can be not taken advantage of, but the script can be changed by whoever decides to rewrite it. And most of the times it's a white man rewriting it. I know that there are some Bibles out there that are different based on whatever your religion is. I know that there's a lot of different religions. This is just something that I speak on general Christianity. That's what I'll say. And that's why I feel the way that I feel. Now, again, you can worship however you want. If you want to go to church 7 times a day, 24 hours a day, 3 times a week, 14 times a week, I don't care what you do. Good for you. That's excellent for you. Now what?
and I agree with that.
What's
because
next?
I believe this whole topic right here is more so from a personal perspective. Like, yes, I understand that you guys can come at us with different scriptures and different reasons behind why we shouldn't feel that church is a scam, but we have our own experiences that put us in that mindset. This is not to take away from nobody else growing in a church home, because you should learn for yourself. First and foremost, learn for yourself and learn what type of relationship you want to have with God, not the relationship that you see others having with him, because you're never going to fulfill your true purpose that way. But again, you can't sit up there and judge us and then say, like, you're cold-heartedly this Christian, because you shouldn't be judging at all. We're not judging you guys for, like she said, being in church 14 days a week. But
I don't care.
but at the end of the day,
I was going to say, don't it literally say that somewhere in the Bible? Like, you shouldn't be judging people?
I don't know, because I know somebody did respond and was saying that not all church homes are the same. Some church homes really are active in their community, and that's really good. Like, I'm not trying to take away from them, but the amount of church homes that are not is what we're focused on. Because we understand that not every church home is the same. I just made that clear when I said ECM is my church home. But every church is not like ECM. And I have yet to find a church that is like ECM. I know I'm not. Because the purpose that God put within that preacher at ECM is not the purpose that he put in every preacher in every other church. So the outcome that I'm going to get from them is not going to be the outcome that I get from my preacher, my pastor. So at the end of the day, for me, that's how I look at it, because I'm tunnel vision. I'm locked into my church. And as bad as y'all want to say that is, it's not. I don't give a fuck. And I'm a curse too.
Y'all, what's next? 20 lashes? Is that what we're going to do now? Like, oh my goodness. Y'all need to, I'm going to be honest, 2025, y'all need to like
with the amount,
move into the future with us, please.
Man, because
like,
the amount of bullshit going on, like I say all the time, like, just stay prayed up. I mean, at the end of the day, society don't give a fuck about a church home, unfortunately.
That's facts.
Stay prayed up. They can't take that away from you.
That's actually.
They cannot take that away from you.
That is actual facts, and
I think we're gonna wrap that
I just think I just really think it's kind of crazy though, because like opinion. I mean, people can have opinions. That's fine. You can say whatever you want. I didn't have to experience what happened on Facebook, and I personally feel like even if I did have to experience it, I wouldn't care, because y'all can say whatever y'all want. That don't mean nothing to me.
It made me happy.
And I don't give a damn about what you talk about. You can't say that. I can't believe you would say that. Okay. How about you just not pay attention to what I said, or just erase it from your memory, and then go read a Bible scripture, go to church after that, and then just forget that I even said it. Because guess what? Your life moved on, didn't it? You've lived life since I said that, right? Wow, that's crazy how things work. That's actually crazy how things work. Because I, too, also lived life since I said that.
She even got in the pool.
I even got in the water, you know what I'm saying? Like, touch some grass. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like, literally, please. Please, like, we don't have to do the whole, what's it called? Conversion thing here,
yeah.
Okay? We're not doing, you believe in who you want to believe in, and I'm going to stay over here. Okay?
And that's for real, because, again, this is not that type of podcast where we're going to talk about religion all the time. But to each his own, and we're going to have our opinions on whatever the fuck we want to have our opinions on, because at the end of the day, there's so much fucking shit going on out there. Everybody got a fucking opinion. I haven't run across nobody who don't got an opinion, and if they don't, they're a part of that Grand Theft Auto going on out there.
Not the GTA, y'all.
The GTA.
That's hilarious.
So, we have been tuned into baddies like crazy, y'all. But not just baddies. What is it called? Baddies Gone Wild, and OMG. And I mean, I get it. I think I read a post that was saying, like, what it say? It said so many people be mad and talking down on Tyler Perry movies because how he portrayed women, but they don't be mad or have that same energy when they be watching Zeus. And I feel that. I love you, Tyler Perry, because I be watching Zeus. But no.
No, I agree, but it's just like, well, I can't say anything about other people because they're both terrible. How about that?
They're both terrible.
Zeus is fucking awful. It's brain rot. It's actually like literal, like, I don't know. It's like, oh wait, I was gonna say something crazy.
But we literally it's brain rot. But we literally set time aside to watch baddies together.
But that's because if a bunch of people want to make money off of making each other look stupid, that's fine, because I don't do that in real life. So I get my what do you call it? I get my like my wildness and the adventure and chaos. I get my feel of that from watching them look like they, you know, be retarded and do stupid stuff. Oh, I don't think I can say that on camera. I redact that last statement. That last term. But I'm gonna let them go ahead and act like a bunch of
hooligans.
I know. I was gonna say
hooligans. Please just leave it at that.
I need to filter myself. My goodness. But yeah, like, I'm gonna watch them while they do it, and I'm just gonna sit here and watch it like these, and then I'm gonna move on and not proceed to act chaotic in real life.
And that's for real. I mean, when you're allowing it to control the way you perceive everything else outside of TV, like reality, that's when it becomes a problem, and you need to go pray.
right back to
Right,
it. Okay?
right back to it.
Pray
But
while you're also touching grass and breathing in
please,
oxygen air. By the
please,
way.
like, come on, you gotta be doing something productive in life. If you're not, you should not be watching baddies because it's just gonna make you mad. It's just gonna make you more mad.
That's facts.
But
Shout out to Anna.
As you all know, it's Big Lex. To the day I die. To the day I die. I love you, like, no matter what, because I feel like during this season of Baddies Africa, everybody been dragging down Big Lex because of the trio she's attached to.
Oh, man.
But if you're really watching it, though, you can see that Big Lex is just there having a good time. Like, she's really cordial with everybody, even after fighting what's the girl name?
I was about to say, this time you actually can't look at me for names because I feel like we're only a few episodes in. I don't know nobody's name.
Scotty. Even after fighting Scotty, she was still like cool with her after. Like, it wasn't no like continuous beef, continuous fades. It was literally like one and done. Well, not one and done, but she got her shit off and she did her big one. And I mean, a lot of people can say that she shouldn't have did it the way she did, but she should have did it the way she did. She should have. Because not only did it put Scotty back on her 10 toes, because she walked in there like shit was sweet and like she was about to sit down and just enjoy Africa. No, we back at it again. It's just like last season. Don't get too comfortable. And she did that for her. And I love my girl. Now when they tried to say that she jumped the newbies, the new trio, now that was a problem because I didn't see that. And then I don't know if y'all really watched it and seen that Ivory jumped in for Lex. But, I mean, you know, I guess they're going to touch on that in the reunion when they get to see that episode, you know.
But it's just because Dolly and Summer y'all are just doing entirely too much.
Summer gone now, though.
And you know what? For now, because I remember it said, like, you know, she won't be in the next couple episodes.
No, she left for good because they said that she had
an altercation with security.
Yeah, but on social media, it was saying, like, she put up a post saying, like, she had to get plastic surgery on her face because it was unrecognizable, so she won't be returning. And everybody kept saying that's what she get for talking about Emmett.
I was just going to say, like, I was going to say, I'm not going to say I was going to say that, but I did think it in my head because Summer needs to just be super extra, expeditiously, stupendously humbled because the way that I understand you want to pop your shit, like, that's fine, that's cool and everything, but it's just like, saying stuff like that, especially about a historical figure for our people is actually pretty much insane. That was actually insane.
No, that is true. That is true because for one, how I feel is I never really was a fan of Summer, but I always felt like they was putting a battery in her back. And not they as the two people inside of her trio, but Zeus Network as a whole. Like, Zeus team, including Natalie. Like, they were the ones telling her how to act in certain situations or on certain, what is it called? Damn, I forgot what it's called when they... certain settings, certain scenes.
Okay, I don't know. Scenes?
Certain scenes, they were telling her how to act and telling her what to do and telling her what not to do. Like, I feel like a lot of her personality comes from how they set her up. I don't think she really, because when I see her telling Natalie, like, oh, I'm sorry, Natalie, you know, I'm going to step back, my bad. You know, I be like, okay, well, I think Natalie already knew that she was going to react like that, which is why Natalie don't be so involved when it's Summer reacting to something or Summer doing something. I think the only time I don't even think she got involved with the whole security situation. I think that was more so Lemmy calling the shots on her not being able to come back, and not because she got into it with the security. I think it was more so because she had to go to the hospital and she had to get surgery on her face because of how bad it was. And what's her name had explained what happened too. What's her name?
I haven't seen it.
Ivory. She was saying that she spat on the security guard, but her and the security guard was arguing, and the security guard was basically telling her, like, you ain't gonna do it. Like, if you do it, I'm gonna F you up, you know. And
was it it was a male security?
It was a male security guard.
Because I know I've been seeing a couple of ladies in there. That's why I'm like.
It was a male security guard.
Oh, man, that's rough.
I guess he hit her like twice. Like, she had spit, he hit her, she swung back, and he hit her so hard she flew over the wall and fell straight on her face on concrete. Like, I guess they had, like, a wall right there to where she fell over, and that's how her face got, like, busted. Like,
That's rough.
And I was just like, dang. And you can tell, like, she got, like, stitches right here and on her head, but it was just like,
Cameras wasn't rolling.
As much as I want to say, like, Summer deserved it, being that it had to be done by a male, I don't think she deserved it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I can't.
That's why I was like,
I can't
damn.
say. I can't get up here and say that she deserved to be treated like that from a male, like a man. Yes, spitting on somebody is the ultimate. But he could have just backhanded her for real, like, in all honesty. Because if somebody spat on my son, I would tell him to do the same. You know, don't treat them like they're another man. No.
I'm sorry.
Like, you can't just go ahead and backhand them like they the hoe they is from spitting on you. So in my eyes, as a mother to a boy or to a male,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just kept thinking about Illuminati and what he said about the haymakers. He was like, it's illegal to hit women, but you can hit her with a haymaker.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like, you know, especially with him knowing that she was drunk, because I don't know if the security guards are able to turn up, like, you know, the cast star. But if they both was drunk, then okay, I get it, because you're not in your right mind. But if you was in your right mind and that's how you chose to react to somebody who you already knew was about to be on that type of timing, like, this ain't her first season. So you sat back and watched her the first season and then came on here with something to prove, as if you was going to be Captain Save-A-Ho because nobody liked her. No, you're still a man at the end of the day, and that shit is still unacceptable. Like, I feel like there were so many other females on this Africa cast that could have gave it to her. No problem. No problem. Ivory, for one, because Ivory really, that first episode, Ivory had her swole.
Ivory got her finally how everybody wanted her to get her.
And she did. So for me, it's just like, for you to come back as a male who's not even a cast on the show, you're really security. Why you not acting like security?
But that whole, like,
or why you didn't separate yourself? Like, why antagonize the situation? Separate yourself. Or you saying you about to spit on me? Oh, I already know what I do to the bitches that spit on me, so I'm gonna separate myself.
But it's not also not to make her, you know, not to say like she's, what is it called? Not to victimize. Who is the victim here? Hold on, wait.
She would be the victim to me, but to everybody else, he's the victim.
I was gonna say not to blame the victim, but also like the whole, like, the cameras was not rolling. You didn't have to put on that whatever character Zeus wanted you to have. You didn't have. I'm sure you didn't have to spit in his face. You could have just said whatever the fuck you want to, cuss him out, and kept walking wherever you needed to. Granted, the man definitely still shouldn't have hit you with a cold double two-piece right hook, left hook, uppercut to the chin type shit. It didn't have to be that, absolutely. But you also didn't have to have down. The cameras was off and down. You were supposed to be Summer, wherever you are when you not.
No, mind you, she was drunk,
and that's rough.
So she wasn't gonna be her normal.
That's
self.
rough.
Sure.
She's what they call it. You know how when actors be having to get in character for a role, and they be having to take like a lot of time beforehand to get into character. She got caught up. She don't know how to get out of character. I feel like this is one of them things where she don't know how to get out of character now.
I think that too. The same thing with old girl
Scotty?
Ellie.
Oh, I was going to say Scotty. Who was that?
No.
Oh, Crazy Eyes?
Crazy
No.
Eyes.
Crazy Eyes is the other one.
No, that's Crazy Eyes.
The one with the big hair? Mm-hmm. Girl, please sit down somewhere.
She don't know how to get out the character when she get mad, and it pisses me off.
She do too much.
Something wrong.
I don't know. She act like she got, what's the black Spider-Man suit?
No, she don't. She not Venom.
Because homeboy was a bad boy. Homeboy was a bad boy. He had the bang going like these with the suit. He said,
"Don't talk about my man, y'all." She is talking about my man.
But is that not what? That's like what that's the symbolism between Venom and Spider-Man. Like the black Spider-Man was the bad Spider-Man. Am I wrong?
But he's not Spider-Man. He's Venom.
Okay, well, I don't know nothing about that. Okay, and the whole point is Venom be wildin' too. So what?
I love Venom, but I don't love him as much as Spider-Man. But
Venom be wildin'. That's all I'm saying. And
he got a personality on him now. He do. He got a personality.
That's one thing that she do. She don't have that part of the black Spider-Man.
She does not.
Venom. She don't
and
have
that's
that part.
why I said she doesn't. She can't fight.
She can't. I've noticed that when it's time for her to
She
get set up
wrestling.
for her scenes, all she do is like she put her head down and then just hug you. Like she she don't even move her arm. She just go like these. Like that's it. And just wait for you to lay it on her. Like, girl, can you swing at somebody? Like, can we do something? Hit a windmill or
Okay.
something. I don't know.
So let's touch on what is it called? Baddies Gone Wild. Nicki Minaj's sister needs to wrap it up.
I don't even remember that last
I don't know her
episode we
name.
saw.
I don't know her name, but it's very
Mooney?
cringe. I don't know. It's very cringe to see her. And I think it's because I know how old she is. And I feel like, yes, her age come into play with her personality on the show, but it's also, I feel like how they did Summer, they put a battery in her back and they told her how to act. Like they told her what to do, what not to do, how to get more screen time, I would say. And after that last episode where, I don't know, I feel like anytime she fight any other girl, she's not going to have a one-up because she's not from that type of lifestyle. Like, and it shows when she's trying it, because it seemed like she only get bold and want to be popping it when she around her people. Like, and not her people, but people that she became cool with on the show or that she knew before the show. But other than that, I actually like Baddies Gone Wild. Baddies Gone Wild only because they really let them fight, for one. But for two, it's like, what is it called?
BGC?
Yes.
Like, yes, that's like the
Yes.
best part about Baddies Gone Wild is that it's really like they really took Bad Girls Club and kind of revamped it and gave it back to us. Now, no, I'm not even gonna say that because Bad Girls Club was just as messy as it is
Yes,
now.
it
So that's
was.
why I definitely do appreciate it because they do give us those confessionals and they give us the bedroom cams and stuff. Like I think that's really cool. I don't know how I feel about the cast. I think most of the cast could be kind of cool, but some of the cast is kind of like. But I guess it happened. That's how it was in Bad Girls
Yeah,
Club. It wasn't always.
I think it's gonna be
star-studded.
like that for every season. It's always gonna be some that we like, some that we don't like. But it's Big Lex to the end of me. Ain't nobody coming before Big Lex. I like Ivory too. This season more than last season. Dolly has dropped off my fan boat. She has dropped off. I don't know what's going on with old girl. I don't.
I was saying that she had to
I
leave the
don't.
last season early, and so now she got something to prove. And,
Yeah.
but she's doing it like
That is true.
in the worst way. Like I don't even get you. And I also feel in a way I feel like she do most of the shit that she do because she knows Summer gonna jump in just for the fuck of it. And then if Summer jump in, she know Lex gonna get in on it too because she, even though Lex is the only one out of them two who I feel really do have any real cognizant presence up here when it comes to even being on Zeus. Like she kind of smart a little bit, so like she don't be just ready to jump off at the drop of a hat. Like she gonna still assess the situation and be like, hold on, we don't got to, like, let's just
No, for real.
But then once obviously with Big Les them being a trio of something do pop off and she sees somebody swinging at her homegirl, she got to get active, and that's cool. I respect that. But like also Dolly and Summer just don't have to just fucking do the most for no reason. Like what?
And that's the truth. No,
it's
that's
just
the truth.
So uncalled for, and it's not entertaining. It's just annoying.
Because
I'm gonna
I
be
feel
honest.
like, too, when Lex be fighting, I do think that it really pisses her off when they jump in because she be wanting them bad. And I feel her, But to move on from that, I do want to talk about something kind of important in society right now. And I mean, I get it. It is a touchy situation for a lot of people, but I'm going to touch on it. And I'm going to touch on it because I'm black. And I mean that cold-heartedly. Like, black. Straight up. So, with this ICE situation, like, initially it was a very impactful situation when I was watching it because I was seeing a lot of kids being mistreated. And that hurt me to my core as a mother. Like, I don't care what color you are. And that goes for white, brown, black, whatever. When it comes to a kid, they should be off limits. Like, they should really be off limits. And it was affecting me seeing how much pain the kids were feeling because of their family member, their mothers, their fathers grandparents, people that was really important to them being taken away, and them in their head, them feeling like they'll never see them again. You know, so for me, it really touched me. But then when I start seeing more and more comments and more, let's just say, traction around the situation, I started to see that a lot of brown people, we gonna say that, we're putting down blacks for not stepping up and being with them on the front line. And I get it, like, you know, if you are black and you are supporting, that's good, you know, more power to you. But they can't expect all of us to be out there on the front line to do something monumental for them that's not gonna help us in the end. Because at the end of the day, we're still gonna feel what we've been feeling since day one. And not saying you guys haven't, but we've been feeling it way more than you, especially our black men. That goes without a doubt. The only time you guys are really, let's say, the only time they really take that away from you guys is when it's a Hispanic that's a gangbanger, or, you know, that's associated with a gang. That's when they are pretty much the police, I would say. It's really brutal, and they feel really racist towards them or whatever. But if we all get out there with y'all, then it's going to bring more traction to us that we don't need, if you get what I'm saying. Like, again, I understand that you guys are going through a hard time right now. I get it. I get it. But we're going to always go through hard times. And to make it even harder on us just to help you guys, I don't think that's logical in my eyes. I'm not going to go out there and fight for people who don't, mind you, I've dated a Hispanic man, right? And certain people in his family like me. The women were the one who hated me the most. And they made it very clear. And they stay making it clear all through social media. Before all this happened, there was a really big hate train between Hispanic women and black women. And now that this is happening, they want us to unite. Okay, once we unite, is that racist, or that racism you had towards us, is that going to leave? Are y'all going to just forget about that? You know, because that type of shit I remember, just like I remember that type of shit when it comes to these white people. You fuck with people to a certain extent. And just because shit hit the fan don't mean I need to drop everything and be on the front line with you. I'm still fighting for my fucking rights. But I don't see nobody in the front line for the black people. Because, I mean, if we're going to get out there, we're going to get out there for Black Lives Matter. Not just to save you guys, because we still fighting for something too. Our fight haven't ended. That shit's still going on. And just because we taking a seat right now because because we don't have fire under our ass like we normally do. It's always us. Always. It's never not a time when it's not us. Just like y'all say all the time, well, y'all next. Oh, yeah, we know. So let us fucking catch our breaths and build up our strength and get what we got to get. So when it's our time, we can be on the front line without asking for extra help. Because we don't never get that extra help. And even when we do, it's only a selected few. And by selected few, I mean the ones that's claiming they got part. I'm going to say it because it really pisses me off when people be like, oh, well, my daughter black.
My daughter's baby daddy's great grandfather was black.
And that's for real. I mean, cool. I get it. If you got to say all that means you just exit yourself because you did too much already. You crossed the line. And just leave it at that. But
congratulations,
again,
by the way.
Like I said, I get it. I'm not trying to take away from y'all struggle. I'm not trying to take away from y'all fight. But at the end of the day, everybody knows we're next. So let us get our shit together so when it's our time, we can do what we got to do for ourselves because y'all can't help us. We don't got a fucking country to get sent to. We don't.
That's the biggest thing. And regardless, because I know a lot of the countries, you know, that they are doing like the deportations to and everything, I'm not going to say that they could be considered first world, but I know that they're not the best of places, which is most of the time the reason why, you know, people's families even migrate here in the first place. So I have, you know, my empathy there on that part. I will say I agree with Denise to a certain extent. I feel like, you know, as many of us can get out there and fight, you know, fight the good fight on behalf of the Hispanic community as much as we want to, but we do also still have, to watch our own selves in the process of it as well. Now, granted, as of right now, it really doesn't matter who you are. I've seen white people get out there, they getting rubber bullets to the back and shit like that, and they getting, arrested and shit like that too. So realistically, as of right now, especially because of who we have running, us
In
having
office.
an actual criminal in the White House running the country, realistically, it don't matter what color you are, black, white, Puerto Rican, or Haitian, you're getting arrested probably if you're out there. Because their biggest thing is if you anti-Trump, that don't mean you're out, you're gone. So you could be whatever color you want to be, and that's, you could do whatever the hell you want at the end of the day. You not Trump, you getting out of here. He gonna figure out a way to get us all out of here, y'all. And it's crazy because I was actually thinking that I saw this morning on TikTok. It's probably one of the, the whole thing is really frustrating just to even sit back and see. I can only imagine what it feels like to really be directly impacted by this. So I definitely do extend my deepest sympathies, and every prayer and positive and light thing I have to give, I'm giving towards that, because I do have a lot of Hispanic, friends, and, I like the Hispanic culture, okay? So I really definitely hate to see that this is happening to y'all. But something that I did see, which just really kind of, what do they call it? The straw that tipped the camel's back, whatever the fuck they said. Why the fuck they got the exact same kind of protests, right? The ones that they calling are the one that they're saying are actually riots in Los Angeles right now. Riots, right, where it's so dangerous and so much violence happening. Why they have the exact same type of thing happening in Huntington Beach for Trump? It's a Trump rally. It's a bunch of American flags and people with Trump 2025 swinging all over the fucking place. They're in the middle of the street. They're running around, hooting and hollering. It's a whole bunch of them on the streets. Guess who wasn't there, though?
The police.
The police and the National fucking Guard were not there.
So that's...
But what's crazy to me is, it's actually kind of crazy because they out there hooting and hollering, blocking the streets, yelling, screaming. They got, flags and all type of stuff. And all of this stuff is happening on that exact same type of protest that y'all saying is a riot when it's practiced by somebody else. I think that's actually kind of crazy, because I'm finna call the police on them. I'm finna get on the phone. I'm about to be like, oh my God, there's a bunch of crazed civilians waving flags and they're very dangerous. I feel very in danger right now. And I think the police and National Guard should be here. I'm finna call and do that.
And they're going to take their time. They're not going to show up.
They're actually not going to show up, which is tragic, but I'm probably still going to do it anyways, because what the fuck do you mean? Like, the motherfucking protests in LA right now, they're fucking doing the bachata in fucking skirts. What the hello? What do we need the National Guard here for, unless y'all finna put on some fucking cowboy boots and a hat and hit the fucking line dance with us? What the fuck is you here for?
And that's what I'm saying too, because again too, like I said, anybody out there doing a big one for the rights of their people, I'm all for it. Because I say every time, once it's my turn, I'm doing my big one too. I'm doing my big one. So all power to you. All power to you. But I will not put down nobody else's race for not standing with me. That's my point that I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
I will not put down nobody for not standing with me. Because as a black woman, I know nobody stands with us anyway.
Especially
Hold
on, matter of fact, you go ahead and do that. I gotta
the male species, the black male species, don't even stand with me. So, baby, I'm not out here looking for nobody to hold my hand through this. I'm doing my big one. I'm doing my big one. I think that's what needs to be vocalized more, is that you guys are able to express yourselves through this hard time as you feel the need to. And I support it. I truly do. But I shouldn't have to be there expressing it the same way when I don't feel that pain that you're feeling. I don't understand it. I don't. The pain that I feel is something totally different. And I don't expect for you to understand it either. I just expect for you to let me do my big one when it's time. So for me, I get it. But one thing that I hate the most, and I say it every time I'm in the car, other than racism, is seeing a motherfucker with a big ass, stupid ass flag on the back of their motherfucking truck. And I'm sorry I'm cursing so much, but it's just, That's how passionate I am
talking about, like, the
about
American
it.
flag?
The American flag
Yuck. And
on
it's
the
always
back
a
of their
pickup
truck,
truck.
and
Get
they
on my
want to be
fucking
going
nerve.
fast, and they want to have that stupid ass tint so nobody can see their face. Because I know my face and the words that be coming out of my mouth be so crucial. Because what are you trying to prove? Are you trying to really showcase your racism that much? Because America is not a great country to live in. And if you're for the people, that's not something you'll be representing in your everyday life when nobody even asked you to. Nobody asked you to do all that. But the fact that you said, yeah, I'm going to go ride out with my flag today.
Nasty word.
Bitch, if you don't take your ass back in the house.
That's fucking nasty word.
Look.
And you know what's crazy? I actually saw something else too. I did want to bring this up though. I had to look up this, and you know, I'm not gonna say whether this is completely accurate. It does look like a credible source, but you know, the accuracy, you're gonna have to go ahead and look this up on your own to confirm. I think the biggest thing right now, where I feel like that comment about, you know, not a lot of black people being frontline for the fight for, you know, Hispanic Americans right now, it comes from the fact that a lot of black people, you know, because I do kind of feel like this just a little bit. I don't think it warrants what's happening to the people at all whatsoever. But do y'all know what the percentage of Americans, Mexican Americans who voted for Trump last term was? Take a good guess. Put it in the comments.
I see some people talking about it, but I didn't see no percentage.
Okay, very close to 50%.
Oh,
Okay, we're talking about 42% of Latino voters nationwide casted their ballot for Trump. Well, what the fuck, y'all? Okay? Okay? Ay, Dios fucking mío.
¿Qué pasó?
Are you, like, you gotta be joking me. First of all, I know that's outright because the percentage of voters for Kamala was about 56%. However, 42% of y'all really should have just moved your vote to Kamala Harris and you wouldn't even be in this position, I bet. That is fucking comedy. I'm so sorry. That part is actually very
but
fucking tragic.
that's what they were saying on social media too, is that a lot of the Latino community really felt as if Trump was gonna do them a solid more so. Like he was really gonna look out for them. And I don't understand how y'all really felt that way when the nigga just got out of jail.
Not even that.
Everybody know not to trust a nigga that's fresh out of jail.
Literally,
I don't get it.
His entire campaign was literally, it really had everything to do with slowly but surely getting the process started to get y'all the fuck up out of here. Why the fuck would you vote for this nigga? I'm gonna be honest. Listen, I actually saw a post. I actually saw a post where there was a Mexican woman. I don't even know what state that was. She was really at one of them Trump rallies when he was on his
was it the one that he put on the stage?
He put her on the stage and he was behind her like, woo! And she was like, I voted for Trump.
She came back and was like,
I feel betrayed.
I thought he was really going to look out for me.
And guess what? All 42% of y'all are probably doing that shit right now. I'm actually not going to say that. I'm actually not going to say that because I don't know if this is going to make traction, but I'm going to say it anyways. There's a lot of people around me who I know also voted for Trump that are Hispanic Americans. Tough fucking break, buddy.
Tough fucking cookie.
And it's really fucked up because there are a lot of people who did.
I hope they come to your door first.
Okay, well that's actually kind of crazy. I'm gonna just say it like this because now they done fucked it up for the people who really knew that this was bad, that this guy was bad news, and now most of them are actually paying the ultimate price for it. And
they fucked it up for the whole nation.
They did, because why would you want to do your own people like that? Like, that's actually kind of crazy. And I can't even say that because I know a lot of black people also fucking voted for this nigga too, expecting a stimulus check. Y'all fucking look stupid as fuck.
That's just dumb.
You look dumb. Because just like she said, I hope you guys know when they're done with this, we're next. I hope you know they're coming for us next.
I'm in a cotton.
Are y'all ready?
I hope they just make me a supervisor of cotton picking.
And matter of fact, I'm actually,
That's it.
I'm not gonna lie. If I see you in the comments, don't let me find out your real name because I know how to figure out who you voted for.
And to be honest, I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you right now how much time we got. I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. I'm gonna say we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up with fuck Donald Trump, fuck ICE, free Palestine, fuck the police too, because I know what y'all niggas doing out here in Vegas as well. Hold on, matter of fact, before we go, I actually have something I want to real quick. I know we're running out of time, but real fast. Everybody knows we have the constitutional right to protest, right? That's what this whole thing is kind of been about.
Yes.
People should be able to put on some nice little harmless signs and go like these in the street, right? That's harmless. Did you know that there's actually a statute out here in Las Vegas that basically says, I don't give a fuck about your constitutional right. If you're disturbing the peace, I can arrest you. Don't that shit? I'm gonna tell you right now. It's actually chapter 203.100, and I actually have receipts. I know you probably can't see them here, but I'll probably go ahead and link it down below at some point. Because there's actually 3 things here that basically says, if they catch you outside making too much noise, you don't even got to be violent. That's what's crazy about this. It doesn't say anything about necessarily violence. It says violence and or just disturbing the peace, which could be hooting and hollering like how we're supposed to be able to do, basically. It really says that they have a right to go ahead and arrest y'all. Because I saw in the protests, I know they have the protests down on Fremont. They've been having those for the last couple days.
Arrested,
and they have been arresting people. And I'm over here like, they actually can't do that when we have a constitutional right, except for they don't give a fuck about the constitutional right because they have their own fucking state laws. My thing is, at the time of you even writing this law, why were you even able to do that? You shouldn't, whether you're a state, I don't care about you being a state, we're talking about a nationwide constitution here. This is supposed to be over all states, I feel like. How the fuck can you tell me you could write a state that overrides my constitutional right? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
That's actually fucking insane, and politics is just the biggest scam. America is the biggest scam overall.
Politics are the biggest scam.
I'm gonna go ahead and just say America. I'm gonna say America, period, because that's actually crazy. You really sat there and said, yeah, and they teach you in school,
because you're not safe nowhere.
You have all these rights in the Constitution, but they don't teach you that via state. Each state don't give a fuck about your constitutional rights. They can arrest you for whatever the fuck they want to. They don't teach you that,
depending on what color you are. Let's throw that out there.
They don't teach you that, and that's real fucked up. We're gonna have to. Well, he about to abolish the education system anyway, so I guess we're cooked. Parents, y'all gonna have to teach your kids up. I ain't gonna lie, and
you better not be teaching them just ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. Teach them how to survive once they step out that door. If that mean putting a gun on their back and learning how to shoot, do that. Because when they come for us, and that's for black people specifically, you white folks, y'all got a little easier. They can be up in the kitchen eating lunch, learning numbers and letters as they please. But us, prepare them for war because it's coming. And it's not coming pretty. That's actually fucked. Especially because we still got so much time. Y'all just really think about it's only been 6 months in this term. I'm going to just leave that. And he can run for another. Yes, the fuck he can, because he didn't do for 2 consecutive years. If you do 2 consecutive... Well, then whoever's in charge of impeaching this nigga, let's move the process up, people. Speed it along. Can I say that? What? No. No, you're actually not supposed to say that. I'm not supposed to say that. It was a joke. Redacted. In GTA. She only meant that in GTA. All right, y'all. We're going to wrap this up before I get banned before starting. Y'all. Check us on the next one. We might get into politics, but I really want to touch bases on what we were talking about at the end of last EP, supernatural, superficial. Conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theories. That's correct, because America also is a conspiracy. It's fine. Y'all go ahead and like, subscribe, share, and then also go ahead, if you haven't, click the notification bell so that you see when we upload. Because welcome to Scamland.